Oh, hi, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Utswp, that boy from Mumbwa trying to make a difference. Welcome to yet another exciting episode of the Unfiltered Talk Show with Paul. Ladies and gentlemen, today we are so happy because we are going to be having a guest who has just written their last paper. They have spent 4 years here at Nipa. Happy anniversary, sir. Happy 4 years anniversary here at Nipa.
Thank you very much,
yes.
boss.
Mr. Oliver, our topic for today, for the fact that you've spent 4 years here and you wrote your last paper yesterday?
Yes.
So our topic for today will be what I learned as a computer science student in my 4 years stay at Nipa. Ladies and gentlemen, without wasting much of your time, I'm going to allow my guest to give us an introduction of who is Oneva Soka.
All right, thank you very much. My name is Oneva Soka. I just completed my 4-year degree program. That's yesterday. I wrote my last paper. Okay, so who is Oneva Soka? So I'm just a boy. So like the way you say you're just a boy from Mumbwa, yes. I'm also just a boy from Kanyama.
Yes.
With a bag of dreams. That's what brought me here at Nipa.
Okay.
Yes.
So, Mr. Oliver, you've clocked 4 years.
Yes.
Okay. Most definitely, I know to say these 4 years have been years of discipline because many of the times it's not everyone that manages to reach the end of the race. But this is more of the end of the race. Mr. Oliver is one of computer science students that Nipa has that are celebrated. He's indeed someone who has lived up to the task of being a student who is rooted in their program. Mr. Oliver, tell us about your experience, how you came here in first year till 4th year.
I'll first start with the fact that at first I never knew Nipa as an institution that offers programs like computer science. I just knew it as an institution that trains civil servants. Yeah, so I never even planned of coming here at Nipa. My plans were, we go to Unza, CBU, these other institutions. But you just know the results were not that for the Unza standard. So I was just on Google searching for universities that offer computer science. Then I came across Nipa, started researching about it. Then thanks to Mr. Vincent, the president. Yes, so it's the one that I found, I think on Facebook. So it's the one that I started asking questions about Nipa. Then he guided me. I applied. That was in 2022, I think June. Yeah, I think June it should be on the 27th, somewhere there. That's when I applied. I was approved, I think just a day after applying. Yeah. So we opened, I think that was in July. Yeah, July 2022. I think on the 21st or somewhere there.
Yes.
So that's where the journey began. From there, it has been a great journey. But as you know, we faced some challenges here and there, some issues with the school. But all in all, it has been a great learning experience.
Computer science was a program that you wanted to study from early education, like primary, secondary school?
No. So the thing is, at first I wanted to do law, but just to be clear, I grew up in a computer environment. My dad is a fan of computers. My brothers those were the people that were good with computers in the house. Like,
what then made you to be someone who wanted to study law?
Okay, so those days I had one of my friends wanted to do law, so I was just like, okay, I think I'm also going to do the same thing. You just know childhood, whereby your friend says, no, I want to be a doctor, then you also, I also want to be a doctor, you don't know what being a doctor is all about.
Yeah.
So I was also like, okay, I want to do law, just because my friend says he wants to do law. So I was just like, okay, I'm also going to do the same thing. But as you know, if something is not for you, then it won't work out.
Life of a student is not easy. As you said, you of course face some challenges in 4 years.
Yes.
So basically, Mr. Oliver, what is one thing that you feel is not talked about more often about life of a student?
I think one of the things that I'm going to talk about are in terms of finances. Yeah, I think that's one thing that a lot of people ignore. Yes. So I think an example I can give is, you know, the way people see university life or campus life is not like the actual way that
It is.
it is.
Yeah.
You know, you find that someone will think as though, no, it's so easy, or no, if maybe someone gives you this much, it will be enough and the like. But not myself, but I'm just speaking on behalf of, since you said things that are not talked about. So I've noticed to say many students face challenges of finances in terms of not blaming their sponsors, but in terms of people thinking as though, oh, if we give this person this much, it's going to be enough.
Yeah.
So because I'm saying so because I've seen people, students, having to resort to other things. Some are just okay, whereby they just start doing maybe some businesses, but some resort to doing other negative stuff that negatively impact their studies. So I think that's one of the things that's not talked about mostly in terms of finances. The support that students get. I think for some it's not. Yeah.
So fast forward, you came to Nipa, a
Yeah.
boy from Kanyama with a bag of gems.
Yeah.
You came to Nipa and you started pursuing computer science. Yes. So now, at what point did you exactly realize to say, this is my thing, like this is for me?
Okay. So in my first year, I was just I can say I was ignorant. I was just like that one person who just focuses on getting good grades, studying, and the like. So by then I had not realized to say, okay, I had not even known, because in computer science has got a lot of fields. There's networking, there's IT, there's artificial intelligence, software engineering. So the first step is you need to choose a field that you're going to specialize in. So in my first year, I was just ignorant, all about getting good grades, studying what. So I think in my second year, that's when I realized to say, okay, I think there was one lecturer that we had. Lecturers tend to share their experiences.
Yes.
So, I've done this in computer science, I've done this, I've worked for this company. I think that's when I realized, okay, this field is good for me. And that's when I decided.
What field was that?
That's software engineering.
So you decided to major?
Yes, I decided to major now into software engineering, and that's software development. So that's when I thought to say, okay, this field, because the lecturer also mentioned the aspect of the field having a lot of money, whereby to just create a website, someone will give you this much.
Yeah.
So I'm not saying that it's all about the money, but it's also about the money.
And you made money out of it.
Exactly. So so that's when I realized in my second year, first semester, that's when I realized to say, okay, this is for me.
Yeah. Most of the time, there is this aspect, Mr. Oliver, of having to be pursuing a program and start asking yourself along the way to say, is this thing for me? Yeah. So basically, you having to be a computer scientist, you completed your 4 years. You've noticed, most of the time there is this challenge, and just kind of highlight to us how that challenge can be solved.
Okay. So I think one problem that we as students make is an example I'm going to give is the curriculums that we are using. Those things were developed, I think, back in the 90s, early 2000s. So you find that technology is something that is changing every day.
Yes.
As we are talking now, some people out there are coming up with new technologies. So I think one of the challenges is students limit themselves to things that they learn in the classroom.
Yes.
Like I said, the curriculums that we're using were developed back then. So you find that they are not in line with the current industry standards. So the problem that's there is students don't want to go outside or think outside of the classroom. And the way that thing can be addressed is just by, like what I did for myself was I noticed to say, okay, what's currently in the industry is not in line with what we are learning in class. What we are learning in class is, those are just fundamentals.
More like theory. So there's a theory and practical aspect.
Yeah, exactly. So I just realized, so how can I be in touch, or how can I be at the same level with the current industry standard? So I decided to say, okay, I think the best way is to get in touch, to start networking with the people that are already in the industry, asking them what's trending or what skills are needed at the moment, then where I can learn those skills. So I noticed to say, okay, if I start thinking out of the classroom, I'll be able to acquire new skills away from the classroom, because the curriculum is fixed.
Yes.
If it says you learn this, you focus on that, that's the only thing that you're going to learn, meaning you're missing out on other things that are out there. So I think the first step to solving that problem is just think outside the classroom.
Do you remember the first income or the first money that you made out of you having to be a computer science student?
Yes, I do.
Tell us about it.
Okay, so that was in 2024. Yeah, should be 2024. Should be. I think that was in March, if not April. Yeah. So I think someone came across one of my posts, should be on Facebook. Yeah. So they got in touch with me. They wanted. It was an assignment. The same person was doing computer science at another institution. Then they were given certain assignment. Then it turned out to say that assignment was for a course that I had previously done, not in that particular semester that I was in, but the previous one. So it was a walk in the park for me. So yeah, so I did the work. It was a website, a simple website. So I did the work, and that time I got my first income was 300.
300 kwacha.
Yes. So
let's talk about the second one. I think I'm getting interested. Let's talk about the second one. How was the second one?
So the second income now. So I said that was 2024.
Yes.
March. Yeah. I think the second income that I got as someone who is doing computer science was when in April, I did my first internship.
Okay.
And my first income was for my second one, but for the internship it was the first. I think that was 1,500.
1,500.
Yes, at the time it was a big win. It
Yeah,
was a
yeah,
win.
yeah, yeah,
Like,
very, very
now
much.
you're like, okay, now I'm making money out of the thing that I'm doing. So yeah.
They say starting is always the hardest, but once you get into the game, it works out.
Yeah.
So from there, I now started building up.
Now from there now opportunities started coming. So now at the time, I never even knew about pricing. Like
Yes.
I never knew the value of the things that I was doing.
That's the thing.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I was just like, okay, I'm sure I even knew. when we were starting, I never knew
that's the thing.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I never knew the value of what I was
What
doing.
you
So
were doing.
I used to undercharge. Like I would just guess to say, okay, just give me this much. Just give me that much.
Mr. Oliver, they may be a computer science student that's watching you currently, maybe in their first year, second year, third year, or even fourth year, and they haven't made a coin. They haven't made even anything out of computer science. So I want you to share insights on how you can establish yourself and even start earning from it while still being a student. Yes.
Okay. So the first step is, like I said, the first step is thinking outside the classroom.
Yes.
So once you start thinking outside the classroom, you'll notice to say there are a lot of things that you can make money from just by acquiring that skill. So the first step is just think outside the classroom. Then from there now you need to identify a field. Like I said, computer science has got a lot of fields, but you can still major in 2 or more, but for a start it's best to just pick one. Then also it's best that you go for a field that is currently trending. Like currently what's on the market is AI, artificial intelligence. So for students that are in their first year, second year, even third years that have not yet found a way out of the classroom environment, so I think the best way is just look for a field that you can major in. For example, artificial intelligence, software engineering. Then under software engineering again, you can either look into web development or mobile app development, and just start from there. So once you just start learning the basics, you also look into artificial intelligence. Then from there now you'll find that you'll be coming across opportunities, because once you just know the basics, you'll find that on Facebook you'll find someone saying, oh, I'm looking for someone who can build me maybe an e-commerce website. Because since you now have the basics, you will know to say, I'm able to do this. Then you'll get in touch with the person. Then also one thing I would say is when it comes to opportunities or internships and work, as long as you know the basics, that's enough. Like for me, I just told myself to say there is nothing that I can't learn. If Mr. Paul, you come to me today to say, okay, next week we need to do maybe a show, we need to maybe go and create content. Starting today, leading up to next week, I'll go on YouTube. I'll start looking into content creation, and so that's how it is. So my point is, you can learn from the job. You don't have to know everything. Like for you to pick up an opportunity, you don't have to be qualified for it. You can be underqualified, but you can still give it a shot. Then you learn from the job.
Ladies and gentlemen, as I'm having a conversation with Mr. Oliver, I've just remembered to say I was supposed to have a podcast with him. Probably that was last semester, isn't it?
Last semester, yes.
So what made me interested to interview him was me hearing his CV from someone else, and they were telling me to say he has indeed never had a C+. Is it? I don't know if you have straight A's.
I think my lowest grade is a B+.
Yes, you've never had C coming down.
No.
So you that have been telling yourself to say it is not easy at Nipa to finish your 4 years degree without getting a C+ or a C. Here is a testament, a testimony. So maybe let's talk about that. How have you managed to consistently deliver in your exam?
Okay, so I'm going to go back to the same thing, thinking outside the classroom. So the way computer science is it's a program that has got courses that are related. So you find that courses from first semester are a building block of first year, second semester, even maybe a course that you'll find in your third year. So you find that these concepts are related in one way or the other.
Yes.
So you find that if you just decide to step out of the classroom, you'll find that you'll be working with technologies or concepts that are more advanced than that particular, more like the course that I'm currently taking this semester, and things that I'm doing away from school. You find that those things are more like advanced. It's more like they are the advanced version of what I'm doing in class. So when it comes to exams, you find that any question, the Bloom's taxonomy, like any angle that they bring the question in, but because I have that industry experience and I've encountered advanced concepts than those, so you find that mostly I think it's lecturers also mark the experience, like how you come out, and also the examples that you give. It shows to say, okay, this person knows what they are talking about. So that's one thing again that has helped me achieve the good grades that I have. Being practical, applying the things that I do out there in my academics. So like I don't limit myself, but also I won't give myself all the credit. I also would like also to thank God, my parents, even you guys, friends. So the same way when you meet me, Mr. Oliver, oh no, this, that, oh no, you are doing good, you are doing. So that gives me the motivation to say, okay, I don't have to. I don't want to disappoint this person.
In your 4 years stay here, what have you observed, or what have you noticed that the surroundings that we have as a student, most definitely, there are people that you are found with, okay? Yes. And what impact do you feel people that you are surrounded by have towards you as a student?
Okay, so I think coming to that, I would also like to stretch the fact that when making friends as students, it's best to also look at your background. I believe one thing that has pushed me is getting friends that I share a similar background with. Because I think one mistake that people make is you are from Mumpa. Yeah, you know your background. Then when you come here to Nipa, you start. I'm not saying it's wrong to make friends that are well doing and the like, but one problem is you find that personally I'm from Kanyama, Makombono. So you find that the mistake that I would make is when I come to Nipa, I start making friends that are like, you can say, from well-to-do backgrounds. Then we don't share the same motivation. you see. So it's all about the motivation. So the people that you're surrounded with, if you share a similar background, then you also want to make a difference with those people. You find that what they do will start shaping you as well. In as much, even when on a particular day you just decide to say, okay, I think I'm tired of trying, what you want to do something else, like you just want to give up. You find that the things that those people do will start putting you back in line. So I think when making friends again, it's best to just look at people that maybe share the same goals. Yeah, because Mr. Paul, if you like the way you come from Mombwa, you want to make a difference. You come here at Nipa, you find Oneva Soccer is from Kablonga, Chalala. Oneva Soccer is well established. He has things to inherit from the parents. You find that instead of me pushing you, I'll start like giving you that vibe of to say no, you don't have to do this.
Yeah.
We don't like. For me, my background is set. Even if I drop out of school today, my parents are going to get me a car. But for you, it might be a different case. You see?
Yeah.
So I think it's best when making friends, you just choose people that share the same goals as you. I believe that way they get to push you and motivate you to do better.
All right. I liked your introduction where you said I'm just a boy from Kanyama with a bag of dreams. However, there's been this aspect that has killed or limited the dreaming capacity of a lot of us young people. You find to say we think where we come from has a bearing on where we are going.
Exactly.
Here is you from Kanyama. Most definitely, if you're going to tell someone about Kanyama, the first thing they're going to think of it's a comboni.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? It's a combon. What? I'm not from within Lusaka, but I've heard that about Kanyama. You find to say they may be young people from Kanyama that have been fed that. It is in their mentality,
Exactly.
okay? And you find there is that aspect of limiting themselves. Here is you, well established, celebrated here at Nipa, doing the most in the computer science fraternity. So what would be your advice to those young people that have that mentality of limiting their dreaming capacity?
Okay, so like you said, where you come from should not determine where you are going. So I think the problem that's there is like in Kanyama, it's more like it's scripted, whereby once you reach a certain age, you have to start drinking, you have to start smoking, you have to start attacking people. It's more like that's the script that's there, that everyone else is following. So like you have said, even in Kanyama, there are other young people that have dreams of doing something different. So my advice is just change the script, or basically just have your own script of how you want to do things. Don't follow the script that's there, and don't let your background limit you. Mr. Paul, you are from Mombwa. Now imagine if you say okay, since I'm from Mumbai, I can't go to Lusaka.
Yeah.
I think the things that I have to do should reside here in Mumbai.
Yeah.
If I have to go to school, it should be here in Mumbai. If I have to do this, it should be here in Mumbai. If I have to work, it should be. Meaning you'll be missing out on opportunities that are here in Lusaka. So I think just have your own script. Yeah, just follow your own script.
All right. You stayed here for 4 years.
Yes.
Okay. And here is me, a first year, all excited. I've just received my acceptance letter from Nipa. I'm excited. I want to go to school. You know, there's how we perceive school when we are accepted.
Yes.
Now, here's you who have stayed here for 4 years. You've gotten the experience. What would you advise this young student?
That's a good question. Okay, so one thing I'll just tell them is they should first of all know why they applied for that particular program here at Nipa. Then the second thing, they should know what they want to achieve out of that program. But if it's a diploma in 3 years or degree 4 years, they need to know what they want to get out of it after 4 years or after 3 years. Then the last thing is they should know to say, okay, here in university there is freedom. You're away from your parents, you're away from home, there is freedom, but they shouldn't let that freedom like get to the best of them, like just disturb them. more likely. It gives them that thing of, no, let me do this, let me just do anything that I want. They shouldn't forget why they came here and what they want to get out of it. Then also in their day-to-day activities, Monday to Friday, classes and the like, they should never forget the goal that they like, what they want to achieve. That's what I can say. They shouldn't just forget why they came here. That's because that's the drive. As long as you know what you want to get out of it, meaning you'll be doing things that are in alignment with.
Alright, ladies and gentlemen, my name is Utswp, that boy from Mombwa, trying to make a difference alongside the boy from Kanyama with a bag of dreams. So, sir, there is a tradition on how we get to end our podcast. I'll tell you to say, Mr. Oniva, there is a saying that says you should never give up, because there are people that look up to you. When you give up, you disappoint them. Okay?
Yes,
you grew up in Kanyama. There are people that maybe were seeing you, Bakamba. Maybe you would play football. I know you play football. Eh?
Yes.
So you'd play football and they are watching you, they are cheering for you, Bakamba. And like the inspiration grew from there. From there it grew, you came to university, they see you posting social media, most definitely you're doing the most, they see you at work, they see this and that from you. So basically there is that aspect of inspiration. A boy from Kanyama is watching you currently. And what word of encouragement would you pass to them?
Okay, so like I had mentioned earlier, don't follow the script that was pre-written or that was pre-defined back in the days, because that's where a lot of people make mistakes. Like they follow what was said by someone else to say, okay, if you are from Kanyama, this is how you end up. You either end up in jail or maybe you end up dying young, being shot and the like. So I think just don't follow the script. Have your own script. Identify who you want to become, the impact that you want to make, then start doing things that are in alignment with, or things that lead you to becoming that person that you say to say, okay, I want to be this person. If you say you want to be a lawyer, then start doing things that are leading you into become a prominent lawyer. Or if you want to be a doctor, start doing things that are going to help you become a doctor. That's all I can say. Thank you.
Alright, ladies and gentlemen, it has indeed been a very interactive and informative conversation. As I said, happy anniversary again once more.
Thank you
so he's
much.
celebrating his 4th anniversary here at Nipa. Yes, so we are hoping for the best, and I think when the day for graduation comes, we'll surely come and interview you. We'll remind you to say, no sir, you know, when you wrote your last paper, you were sure. I interviewed you on my podcast. So ladies and gentlemen, this is indeed the Unfiltered Talk Show with Paul. Please continue. We have been seeing your support. Continue following, continue sharing, continue commenting, and see you in the next episode. Thank you.